Wake up, white men. What the is wrong with you?
Oh, he seems stable and normal. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Breaking Brad video where I react to breaking news and viral moments in short form. Now we're going to check in with Don Lemon, the ex-CNN journalist turned independent media person, kind of. Well, he's not doing well. I really don't know any other way to describe it, but he just did a live stream ranting and raving about white men in a pretty unhinged way, especially given that his husband is in fact a white man, though honestly it would be kind of diabolical regardless. I guess let's just hop into the first clip so you can see for yourself what's going on with Don here.
Men who look like you, men who vote like you, and men who sound like you. White men, something is broken. Something is cracked deep inside when so many of you believe the answer to fear, to loss, to change is violence. Are you listening to me? I hope I'm saying it loud enough for the people in the back.
I mean, I'm listening to you. I'm not sure you're really making much sense, Don, but I am listening. Again, my first question that comes to mind is your husband listening? Does he realize that you speak about his demographic in this kind of totalizing and discriminatory way? I mean, so this live stream came after another shooting that was, yes, committed by a white man. But is there really, and I guess this is the heart of the issue I have with this kind of commentary from left-wing identitarian types, is there any other demographic group of people you would speak about like this, that you would so casually, so flippantly like collectivize and demonize because of the actions of a few? I speak out about that across the board. I don't like it when like some Republican types will see a number of transgender identifying shooters and be like, trans people are a threat. No, like you have to look at individuals, and the fact that there are a few of this group or a few of that group that do something does not give you cause to stigmatize or demonize an entire demographic group of people, especially because in this case, I mean, you're talking about tens and tens and tens of millions of white men and a handful that do crazy acts. Like, I just don't accept the idea that there's something up with white men because some few individuals do depraved and psychotic stuff. And I really, listen, I'm an individualist. I don't believe in identity politics. I don't even want to play this game of like, well, what demographic group is most dangerous in America? But if we're looking at crime statistics, it's not going to be white men, Don. That's all I'll say. Okay, again, I don't care. I treat everyone as an individual, and I don't blame anyone for the actions or attitudes or behavior of people that look like them, like you apparently do, Don, because that's sick. But if you were even gonna play this game, you're not even picking the most dangerous demographic group, statistically speaking, okay? So I just think it's ridiculous. I really think it's bizarre how the people who are like explicitly anti-white seem to have a pattern of always having a white spouse or partner. Like Don Lemon's husband is a white man. And it's like, what does that kind of say maybe about their psychology or what they're into? And then where is the dignity from the spouse to be like, hey, Don, take that video down. What are you doing? Why are you speaking about people like me like that? Come on, get a grip. Seriously, if you had any guts, you had any chutzpah at all, you would do that. But apparently he doesn't. Let me know what you guys think, because are you even surprised by this from Don Lemon? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed while you're at it, the like button, yada, yada, yada. Because this also feels to me like a plea for relevancy. Don Lemon, he does have a lot of subscribers, but he misses his perch on CNN where he was kind of a big part of the national discourse. And I'm sure he's making decent money on his independent media stuff, but he really only gets noticed when he goes and says something crazy like this. And I think that's the point. He does a live stream. I think the title was Dear White Men or something like that. I think he knows exactly what he's doing, and he's just attention seeking and trying to be inflammatory. Maybe I'm a little bit a part of the problem because I just can't resist a good bit of Delulu from some of these types. And here I am chiming in on it and drawing more attention to it. But I do think it's still fair to call that out for what it is. He's rage baiting. He is intentionally being antagonistic in a way that I think he would really condemn people on the right for doing about other demographic groups of people. And you either have standards or you don't. If you have double standards, you really don't have any standards at all. And I think it's clear that Don Lemon falls into that category at this point. But there is more from this stream that I want to go over. Here's a second clip where he rants in a slightly different way about the most evil group of people ever in existence, of course, white men. Let's watch.
Wake up, white men. What the is wrong with you? But you're too dumb to even realize that because you're lazy and sitting in front of a computer or a phone and you're just eating it up. Oh, my God, look at what they're doing. All of a sudden, my heritage is going to be over. That I want to live in a country where their white kids go to white schools and white people marry each other. What is wrong with that? I want to grow up in the country that my great grandfather grew up in. That country doesn't exist anymore, asshole.
Wow. He seems like he's fun at parties. I mean, this struck me because, again, not only is he speaking about white men as this big homogenous group of people and villainizing, this huge demographic, he's also kind of shadow boxing with like a caricature or a straw man, right? Because I'm sure in a country this big, you can find a few crazy people out there, but I really don't think that the complaints of, white men who support MAGA or whatever group he's trying to villainize here can be accurately boiled down to, I want white kids to go to white schools and I want white people to marry other white people. I mean, actually, if you look at it, polling support for interracial marriage is very high. It's just, it seems like he's not really engaging with any meaningful idea. I don't think most people want to roll back integration and go back to segregation. That's not why they reject your political agenda, Don. These like white men that he's so upset about. And to the extent they want like an America that, like where my grandfather grew up in, I think they're probably thinking about the financial prospects or the American dream. And to be honest, they may have a rose-colored recollection or a misunderstanding of what the struggles were really like in the 50s or 60s, but they have this idea that people could own a home, go on 2 vacations a year, single-family household, support 2 or 3 kids, send your kids to college, and people could afford the American dream. And when they're pining for like, the life my grandfather had, I think that's what they are feeling, or at least most of them. They're not saying they want the different color watercolor, the different racialized water fountains again. And it just feels like such a caricature. You are not only crapping on an entire demographic group of people in a way that doesn't make sense because they all have different views and perspectives. Like a lot of them actually agree with your political views and voted for your candidate, but then you're also doing so in a way that feels like you're not even trying to actually understand what their perspective is or what they care about. And you're just demonizing them all as if like the craziest person on 4chan is somehow representative of all white men who vote for MAGA or whatever. Again, it's just nasty and toxic. It's like I'm imagining the CNN producers seeing this clip and I'll be like, gosh, glad he's not our problem anymore. Because imagine if he was still saying this kind of crap on our airwaves, he'd be causing headaches for our management as right-wing media runs with it. But it's like, exactly, he is the gift that keeps on giving, right? Because he is such a perfect embodiment of everything that's wrong with mainstream media and the biased journalists who view themselves as somehow intellectually superior or morally superior to average people, but are actually kind of evil in their own way. Like he sounds racist and evil in these clips, and he is an absolute prima donna who I don't know, man. The fact that he was making millions of dollars to give us this level of political analysis, yeah, can't say that's a big loss for the media. And more than anything, I'm just surprised that there's even an audience for this online. But I guess you can find a community or a niche for anything. And maybe some white people have a humiliation kink or fetish. And that's the demo he's tapping into. I really don't know. But you guys let me know what you think of Don Lemon. Can you believe how far he's fallen? Are you bothered by the way he speaks about, man, that evil, dastardly group? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to subscribe if you aren't yet. Hit the like button, yada, yada, yada. Let me know what you think of these short form videos. And remember, you can check out my full-length podcast where I cover internet insanity, social media craziness, and more. Brad versus everyone. The links to all the podcast platforms and everything else are in the description. And with that, guys, we'll be back with more content real soon.